This is a really challenging project, and it will take a lot of trial and error and some patience, but it can be really fun when we're done. So in your kit, you will find 2 pieces of electrical tape, 4 small wires, a clothespin, 2 LED lights, a battery, and some pipe cleaners. At home, you'll probably need a pair of scissors. One of the first things that you're going to want to do is test your lights to make sure that they work. Because if they don't work in the beginning, it's not going to work throughout the rest of the time. So on your LED lights, you'll notice that one of the legs is longer than the other, and that's the positive side. So what I do is I look at my battery and find the positive side, and then just take the light and put it on either side and test to make sure it works. And once you have both of those tested, then the hard part begins. After you've tested your battery, what you're going to want to do is strip the end of your wires. So right now you can see that it's kind of red, but on the inside it's actually a copper wire, so it's going to be a gold or coppery color. And so you want to be able to strip away enough at each end that you can wrap both around the legs of your light and connect to your battery. The red is an insulation that prevents the current from being moved through the wire. So I find that on this wire it's super thin and easy, so if you have a wire stripper at home, you can use that, but I actually can just use a pair of scissors. I wrap it around my finger so that I get a good grip on it, and then just take the scissors and gently scrape the red away until I'm left with just the bare wire. And then we're gonna go through and we're gonna do that on each of our wire ends, and then we'll check back in just a minute. So this is definitely a little bit more challenging work, but your wire will have 2 copper ends and a red middle when you're done. This is the time that you might want to ask an adult or an older sibling in your life to help you, because it is fairly precise work. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of the wires and wrap those ends that we just stripped, one around each of the positive or longer legs of your LED light. You can separate your legs a little bit if it makes it easier. Just remember which one is the long end. And the tighter and better wrapped it is, the more contact points you have. But so that's kind of what mine ends up looking like. And then you'll do the same thing with the other one. Now is a really good time to try and test your battery again. So you'll take the positive end and stick it onto that, and then the negative end, and you can see that my contact points work because the light is lit up. Testing as you go along is going to be really important because there's a lot of places that your circuit can have a breakdown. So keep at it. When you've tested both of them, I'm just going to take and twist the middle portions of my wires together so that I know that these are both the positive ends. And on your circuit bug later, this will be super helpful. And then you just want to make sure that both of your other stripped ends kind of sit together, because they are going to attach to the battery on the other side. So that's kind of what that one looks like. And then you're going to do the exact same thing with both of the negative ends of the LED lights. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of electrical tape and put it just kind of around the bottom in a little tag like this, And that way I know that these are the positive end ones, because once you have them both in there, it can be kind of confusing and hard to tell them apart. All right, so this is kind of what it looks like. And you can twist your negative ends together a little bit if you want. I'm gonna not do it super tight yet because the next step is we're gonna put it onto our clothespin, and I wanna be able to move it around a little bit without undoing those contact points. The next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take your clothespin and you're gonna put one side of each on the outside of the clothespin legs. So it's a little bit hard, but you're gonna go like this with one of them, and the same thing on the other side. And then this is where your electrical tape can come in really handy, because we're gonna want a good contact point on these and make sure that they are secure and they stay there and don't pop off. Do mine one at a time because it's a little bit easier for me to control how they lay. So this is what one side looks like, and we'll do the same on the other side, like this. So you just secure it as best you can on each of these, and then because I put the little tag on that, I still know that those are my positives, and then these ones over here are my negatives. So I'll twist the negative ones together a little bit better so that it's just a little bit cleaner and neater. And then now is also a really good time to test your circuit again. We want to make sure that we're still, it still works when you put the battery in, because otherwise there's no point in making a circuit. And so I just kind of twist mine around through here, and you're gonna want the positive or the stripped ends to come right into the middle of your clamp there. And then I found that the best way is you just put your battery in there, and your on-off switch is just putting it in and removing it. And once we are in here, so just remember which side is positive and which side is negative, and then hopefully, in theory, they should light up when you put them in there. So now what we need to do is we need to go back through and problem solve and see where we have an interruption in our circuit. Okay, so it could just be that we don't have enough contact, because I'm finding that if I press on this portion of it, I get a little bit of a light starting up. So we're just gonna play with that for a little bit. So I went back through and retwisted all of my wires and kind of checked it, and then I put my battery in, and both of the LED lights light up. So now this is the fun part. You get to take your pipe cleaners and create a bug of some sort, kind of whatever you feel like a bug would look like. One tip is that you want to just make sure that you can still open and close it, because that is your only on or off switch in this design. So I'm choosing to make some wings, but you can do whatever you want. You can have legs, you can choose to have 6 legs, have 8 legs. or you can have no legs. So it is whatever you want your bug to look like. You can have antennae if you want them. My bug's kind of sideways. You could have your bug look like this. You could have it up from the top like this. It is whatever you feel like is a bug to you. You can cut your pipe cleaners. You can, yeah, this is where it is really fun to just design whatever you feel like. And here is my little circuit bug.